I'm Anna, and this is my associate, Amy.
We'll be reporting on restaurant and food service life cycle assessment and the development of a sustainability standard. A life cycle assessment looks at a product through its whole life cycle, from cradle to grave. When it gets your raw materials and you transport them, you manufacture or process them, over to the use phase, and then to the end of life. You look at the environmental impacts through each of those life cycle stages.
Hey, have you ever been to a restaurant?
I
Have you ever wondered how to reduce its environmental impacts?
Why golly gee, I sure have! To study this, these guys broke it down into 4 categories.
Food procurement. Do you take card?
Food storage.
Food preparation and cooking.
Food service and operational support.
The functional unit of the study was the operation of a restaurant or food service per month.
This study looked at different impact categories to assess environmental impact in terms of different things, such as climate change. How bad is this for climate change? Or land use. How bad is this for land use? Carcinogens. Like, how bad is this for carcinogens? Ecotoxicity. Fossil fuels. Acidification and eutrophication. And respiratory inorganics. Like, how bad is this for respiratory inorganics?
Brilliant! To obtain the information needed for this study, researchers
Cheryl, Nana, and Amit
performed questionnaires, interviews, on-site inspections, EcoInvent database to supplement industry data, SEMA Pro software to organize information, and performed sensitivity analysis to assure their methodology didn't impact the results. These studies were performed in the Washington, D.C. and Chicago area on many different types of restaurants and food services.
Well, kids, you may be wondering what these researchers found. I am! Well, they found that food procurement was the most environmentally impactful in 4 of their categories, including climate change, respiratory inorganics, acidification and eutrophication, and land use.
Wow, I really wonder why food procurement was the worst.
Well, it's because you need a lot of stuff to grow that food. So for agriculture, you need land in order to put the food on. You know, like soil for the crops to grow in, or grass for the animals to eat. So that's why it impacts land use a lot. For acidification and eutrophication, you need a lot of nutrients to get those foods to grow, so they run off into the rivers and the streams. Respiratory inorganics are mostly particulates from the soil going up into the air and into your respiratory system. And climate change is impacted because you gotta cut down trees to make room for those plants and
Cows.
for methane. And, sometimes you gotta heat greenhouses to grow food too. There's just a lot of inputs in there.
After normalizing different impact categories, food procurement was responsible for 95% of total impact. Now you might be wondering, how do you fix these issues?
Make a change. What do you think you'll have today?
Asparagus.
I think I'll have the ribs, the pork chop, a salad, the onion rings, and some mozzarella sticks.
Really? That much?
Diners leave 17% of their food uneaten. Hi, we're responsible farmers. We use less fertilizer, less tillage, and responsible grazing practices.
Sourcing your food from us can reduce your environmental impact. It requires more resources to produce meat than fruits or vegetables.
Eating less of meat can reduce your environmental impact. We like to keep it lit in here, but we turn off the stove to conserve energy. reduce our impact by switching to reusable cups and silverware and plates.
Wow, I wish I had $50,000.
By following these guidelines to reduce your environmental impact, your restaurant can save up to $50,000.
Nifty!
We're not joking around. The Green Seal standard for restaurants and food services can help restaurants and caterers and other food servicers identify their environmental impacts, quantify them, and come up with management strategies to reduce those impacts.
Yeah!